Well guys, my Growler was nerfed and it's been a little hard not to take this personally.
What the dude?
What he said. If you know me, you know I had to do that. It's just a part of the channel. It's what we do. But we're going to talk a little bit about the Growler, why this might actually be a good thing. And if you know me, you know that I love this car more than just about anything in this game. I love racing it in street races. It was so much fun to surprise people. I got some rage quits when I would beat them in their Sultan RS and some stuff like that. It was one of the best kept secrets in the game. So let's try to look at it from a positive perspective though. Why could this be good for the game going forward? And I do have some pretty good reasons that I think you'll like. So stick around, we'll talk about that. First though, we've got the original Growler on the right, the Nerfed Growler on the left. I've heard that the performance is significantly worse for this car, but we're gonna test it ourselves and just see how bad it is, if it is that bad. And you can see here to the 1/8 mile line, it is slightly slower. It's not by much though, it's about 1/10 of a second. You go to the 1/4 mile, that drags out a little bit longer. And then once you find your way down to this 1/2 mile line, the gap is fairly significant. So looking at that, you know, we have a 7-second 1/8 mile instead of a barely below 7-second 1/8 mile. We also have a 14.9 1/4 mile, whoa, no, don't ignore that. 11.4 second 1/4 mile versus 11.3. But it's still under 20 seconds for the 1/2 mile, and that's pretty fast in this game. So that's pretty good, and it's a little bit encouraging. Positivity, folks. Positivity is the theme here. It's hard, but we're gonna stay positive. We want to go check out top speed now too. So we know that this car was a little bit slower to the 1/2 mile than it was before. That tells me that it's probably going to be a little bit slower around Seaside Speedway as well. But we got some time here while we do the testing on this track. So we've got expanded and enhanced coming, and it's been confirmed by, I need to figure it out. Okay, I'm back. It's been confirmed by WildBrick142 on Twitter that there are 3 stages of upgrades coming to these cars that are going to make them faster, it looks like. Gee, it's almost like I called that way back in the day when we were predicting this tuner's update that's now kind of old. But I'll insert that here just in case you don't believe me. The one thing that they haven't really kept up with, in my opinion, is performance. We need a Turbo 2 upgrade. Make the car faster, better top speed, a little bit better acceleration. Whoa, it's hard to listen to some of my old stuff sometimes. But hey, for those of you who've stuck with me, thank you. Hopefully I'm a little bit more entertaining now. You can see here though, these cars, as far as top speed goes, they're not too far off. You know, it's still pretty encouraging. You look at the regular Growler, the original Growler, 127.4 around the track. This one 123.6. 123 is still pretty respectable for your average car. I'm not too upset now. But we want to look at the lap times also, and this is going to give us a little bit more complete story of what happened to the Growler. Here you can see it's basically on par with the original, which is on the bottom, but once we get to that straightaway, that extra acceleration gets it. Handling wise, I don't think much has changed, which is good news for me. It maybe doesn't corner quite as well. Can't turn quite as tight as you used to be able to, but for some people that might be good. Maybe you found the Growler way too hard to drive last time. Well, now it might just be kinda too hard. But you can see it is slower. It's definitely slower. So that little bit of power taken away, plus the fact that it doesn't handle quite as well, does have quite an impact overall on the car. Now, I have not tested everything from the tuner's update. It hurts me deep. So I can't bring myself to do it just yet, but you can see there is quite a gap between the original one and the nerfed version. And when we look at it, it goes from really just blazing fast and awesome at under 58 seconds, which is insanely fast, to under a minute, which is still good. That's how you can kind of tell a fast car from a not very fast car on my track. But man, to lose almost 2 seconds is really, really brutal, especially when you love this car so much. But we want to look at speed score too. You can see the difference there, about 3 points. Doesn't sound like much, but going from a 90 speed score to an 87 is a pretty big deal. Just to give you an idea, before it was up there with the VSTR, Schlagen GT, some really awesome cars. Now it's with the RH8, what is it? RH8. I'm doing really good today. The RH8, the Sultan Classic, which, you know, makes sense, and that's why I'm doubling down on my theory. This probably indicates that Rockstar Games was testing these cars out with these new awesome 3-stage upgrades that are gonna make them faster, it seems, and maybe it just didn't make sense. You know, you had a Growler that was maybe performing on a level of an Emirates or a Krieger. Probably need to dial it back a bit, and the best way to do that, I would imagine, is by nerfing these cars a little bit, bringing them back down to earth. So that's what I'm going to tell myself. That's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to predict these cars are still awesome. They're still going to be awesome, but we're going to have to spend some more money to get them back on the level that they were previously. In those 3 stages, hopefully we see more than just the tuner cars that get those upgrades. And in fact, I am on fire today in Expanded and Enhanced. I think we will. I think we're going to get some really fun racing once we have, you know, this next gen stuff to power the consoles. Probably handle a little bit faster cars, especially when you've got 30 people in free roam. You can't all be going 170 miles an hour yet. Let's hope that that changes. I'm excited to test stuff when that comes out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did you hate the Growler? Are you glad it got nerfed? I won't like you if you do that, but hey, you won't really hurt my feelings too badly, and I'll be nice to you. I at least promise that. Unless you're total, but I don't have total on my channel. We're all really awesome, so. Also, oh, before I go, 100 subscribers. You guys are freaking awesome. I love this. That's a huge milestone. Really excited. Thank you for supporting the channel. Sincerely, I really hope to see you next time.